meeting for a public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is to explain and answer questions pertaining to the Jane Hill Farm subdivision, 1, 2, and 4 waste removal project for the 2016 special assessment roll.
Is there anybody here from the Jane Hill subdivision? Okay. All right. Well, at this point, we've established the special assessment role, and we've selected Republic to continue to do the waste removal. And all of the properties that have a home on them are going to be assessed $149, and then there's one parcel that is vacant, and there won't be an assessment on that property. Do you have any questions, or?
The only question I might have is that how does it compare to the current situation, current removal process? Are the big boxes on the way?
Yes, they will be. You'll have two of them, two of the big ones. One will be for recycling, and recycling will be every other week.
Every other week, if it's not recycling, it would be for what?
Just your regular.
How about,
Yard waste, okay, yes, they're going to do, I didn't bring that with me tonight, but they will be doing yard waste, and I think it was it 20 bags?
I don't
Boy.
remember. I don't remember what it was now. We had it in the last
We had it
packet.
last time, and,
Well, you know what, can you pull up the board packet from the last time? Probably be in there.
Why does 30 ring a bell? Was it 30
I
bags
was
or 20
thinking
bags?
it was,
No, it was 3 bags from the one and then 20 from the other. And we went with 20.
Yeah. Let's see if she can.
That's where the 3 came from.
what are the any 4-yard waste bags or special bags that have to be paid for?
Let's find out.
I believe they were going to supply the bags too.
yeah, I think they are
See
too.
what she's got. Oh, there you go.
That's Duncan.
Oh,
Too far.
here's all your, might be farther.
Republic. There you go.
That was just the price. You had it more, might be
Yes.
farther down in the packet was all the Republic details.
Before Thomas Duke.
I don't know that the whole thing got copied in here, but I can, it's on the iDrive though.
All right.
It was a different problem.
Yeah.
Find it. Good questions asked, though. What?
Foot requirements, 4 feet
What do you currently have right now with the yard?
That's what we have
do-
right now.
You do right now? Okay. I would think it's going to be the same, but we'll figure it out.
either.
Right. Okay.
Afterward, because we only got that one thing, and they were saying it was.
I have it in my desk.
I know it did have the yard waste in there, but I
It
don't
did.
remember which one it was.
I can run and get it real quick.
Can I do that?
Just take a second, or no?
Sure.
Okay, I know right where it is.
No, okay. So your current service, do they supply the recycle bin? You had the smaller bin before?
There's a regular bin.
Okay, and then were they providing the blue garbage already for garbage?
As far as garbage,
Okay,
it'd be the same.
all right.
I'm concerned about yard waste. Change would be.
Right. Now, did they, this last year, were they providing the bags?
No.
No, you were having to buy them on your, so you were like going to Home Depot or somewhere to, okay, okay.
There was never any question of how many you put on.
Right, if there was-
20 bags at one time.
Okay.
It sticks to my mind that they were to supply the bags for that as well.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yard waste.
Okay.
Yard waste will be collected on every other week from April through November. All yard waste collection will take place on the same day as the solid waste collection. Yard waste must be placed in biodegradable craft paper bags or placed loose in 10 to 35-gallon cans, clearly marked with a yard waste sticker. Positively, no plastic bags will be accepted. Branches and twigs must be bundled or tied and no larger than 2 feet by 4 feet long or 50 pounds per bag or bundle. No tree trunks or stumps will be accepted.
That makes sense.
So is that pretty much the same what you have now then?
Right.
Yeah.
Except that they.
Okay.
That we grind it up.
Right. Do you have any other questions? Okay. Sorry about that. I'm new and I'm still learning, and so just bear with me here.
She's working hard.
I'm trying.
All right, well, since we have no further questions or comments, I'll go ahead and we'll close this public hearing. And we'll start with our regular township board meeting. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
I have an addition in regards to quiet title on the 74 acres. It's been indicated from the title company we will be required, so I just want to add that to the agenda.
So I'll add that as agenda item number 7 under new business. Quiet title for which property was that? The 28 acres?
The 74
Or
acres.
74 acres. Okay, perfect. Any other additions or changes?
Yes, on the minutes of surplus number 5, if you read through there, it talks about allocating the,
We're not to the minutes yet. We're on approving the agenda, so we can't discuss the agenda until we approve the agenda.
oh, okay.
Okay. Do we have any other changes to the agenda?
Move to approve as amended.
It's been motion and supported to approve the agenda as amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, the agenda is approved. Next is approval of the consent agenda, the regular board meeting minutes from April 19th, 2016, and the clerk's warrants and bills. This would be the time to
Okay.
comment on the minutes.
With regards, the minutes, item 5, with regards to surplus, if you read through there, it talks about allocating the 2015-2016 budget by the following percentages, and I think that should be budget surplus instead of just budget.
Where's number 5?
It's not going to allocate the whole budget.
Oh,
Oh,
that would make sense, huh?
gotcha. Got it?
Yeah.
Did you get that, Terry? I did. Okay, sounds perfect.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned and approved to approve the consent agenda with the change to the meeting minutes. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right. Next are communications. We have item 1, the Planning Commission meeting synopsis from April 26, 2016. Item number 2, Planning Commission approved meeting minutes from April 12th, 2016.
Excuse me.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to receive communications 1 and 2. and place them on file. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Public remarks. If anybody would like to make any public comment about any township business or anything on the agenda, now is the time to do so. You'll have one more opportunity at the end of the meeting. All right. We'll move on to unfinished business. Purchase offer on the 74-acre parcel, parcel number 4704-03-300-003.
Okay. So again, we have an offer being presented. This is on the 74 acres. This is again following a land contract term and noting that the purchasing of the property is as is, with the designation that they understand there's no easement access to the property, which was key. Indicating that their land contract terms is putting $120,000 down for closing, and then the remainder, $130,000 at the 5% interest on a 10-year land contract term with the annual payments that are amortized out. I went back. We've had a sheet where we were looking at what we've put into the property for, where are we at with our investing and expenses and purchase. Currently, right now, what we've put into the property is around $41,800, and that was to purchase it and pay taxes current. Looking at, I don't know if we want to consider, we've had many years that we've turned over taxes, the years 12, 13, and 14. That was over 104,000. We've had a hardship agreement that did not go through. That was a $75,000 loss. That was out of our control. The courts went against us on that agreement. We did have chargebacks for those tax years on the sewer assessment of about $14,000. And, we're going to have some closing costs and title costs and quiet title cost. Currently, the special assessment for a payoff, the principal is $155,400. By the time we do interest, it's probably going to be $160,000. I think that's our key, is that the sewer SAD to pay off is $160,000. Trying to recoup all of our costs, I don't think is even feasible. It'd be like $400,000. I don't even know if the property is valued at that. Looking at the offer we have currently on the table, with $120,000 down, that's covering a significant amount of that sewer special assessment. And then you're getting 10-year annual payments. We would actually be ahead. I'm looking at, if we go by what we've paid for the property, the taxes we paid, and then we have some chargebacks and the cost to close, if we're even coming around the 200 to 220 mark, is probably feasible. We're not going to be whole on it, but at least we're going to pay our sewer debts that we have. So,
Right. And if you sit there and you think about what we've lost, you can't look at that. We have to cut our losses. We have to look at what the property market value is and what we think we can sell it with. We know what the underlying issues are over there. We're familiar with the sewer assessment. We're familiar with the buildable land and any challenges that may arise from there. So, when you look at the offer in its entirety, the dollar amount is something I don't have any qualms about. I think it's right in the framework of where it needs to be. The concern that I do have is doing a 10-year finance. I remember when we got into this, I said I really didn't want to get into the real estate business, and I understand what the market is now and how things are. I would feel a lot more comfortable with a shorter term. I don't, now we're talking, this is 2 more boards down the road that we're carrying out a contract to try and recoup dollars with. Just my comment, my thought, so.
In lieu of the fact that we don't have clear title, how are we going to, we can't disperse of it without clear title?
Right, and that's
So
a
my
requirement.
suggestion would be that we table this. Again, speaking, as an opinion, that we table this until such time as we get clear title.
Well, I don't
At
know.
that point, then,
That's, I
Well,
mean, we
I
can,
really don't know if tabling is the right thing. We have an offer. We either need to accept it, reject it, or counter it. I don't think that tabling it is the
'cause I-
proper thing to do
like I
at
say,
this time.
it's merely an opinion. I
Yeah,
don't,
I'm just, you know.
Well, if you're,
No,
if
this
you're
is-
okay with the terms, you could accept the terms conditional on the quiet title. I mean, you would respond back that obviously it's all conditional upon whether you can clear the title.
right. The whole agreement,
So
the
it
whole
becomes,
agreement would be
do you
conditional.
agree with the agreement in its
Right.
general scope? And then it becomes the mechanics of it, to Cam's point, you've got to have a clear title before you can sell it, so,
you can't
Right.
dispose of it
Yeah.
until we get a clear
Right.
title.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, it's something that.
And obviously, that would be a contingency to the contract.
Yeah, so you
Continue that contract, also the 10-year thing, as you mentioned, Mike. I really don't see kicking this thing down the road where another board is going to have to collect this. I think it's our responsibility, and we're looking that probably we may get reelected, some of us may get reelected, not all of us, but that we will be able to see the fruition of this agreement.
What about a balloon? Keep the same rate of terms and have a balloon.
Well,
within
that's kind of
2
what we
or
were
4
against
years.
the last time, when we
Right.
had a balloon offer.
Yeah, we had that.
We weren't, most of the board wasn't comfortable with it. I don't even think a motion was
Yeah, but
made
that
on
was
it.
still a long time stretched out, wasn't it? It wasn't like a balloon payment in 2 years or 3 years or.
It was a longer period, yeah. Right.
Well, are balloon payments even legal, Cam? Is there some, are balloon payments on land contract legal?
I think they are. I think they are. I think legal counsel,
They are, well, any debt can have a term, and then a due date or due term.
Right.
We can do this. Can we, my thought is, I don't want to kick this on to more other boards to be collecting this debt. Maybe if we could reduce this on to maybe 4 or 5 year balloon.
Well, it's an
Possibly
amortized schedule, you know, and each year there's a little bit more payment. I don't think that would qualify the current schedule that's listed here as a balloon payment
I'm
by
thinking of
any stretch of the word.
I'm thinking about our current with certain gravel pit, without mentioning names or anything.
Sure.
We have had a very sad experience with this, being in the real estate business and land contract business. So this is what I'm thinking, the shorter the term, the shorter the obligation, the shorter the responsibility in collecting the debt. So, do you guys want to kick that around a bit? I'm all ears.
There's
Go ahead, Zorn.
one or two other things. I'm surprised that there's no request to have a deed in escrow. And also if there should be partial releases included in the contract.
Explain what you mean by partial releases, so everybody understands.
Well, if they were to develop the property, they might have 100 lots, we'll say. And obviously, if they had opportunity to sell 5 of those at one time, they wouldn't want to have to pay off the whole thing in order to utilize those 5 lots.
That's something you don't really want to get into either, because every time you do that, it's costing them and us.
Well, if
Survey
they're willing
money.
to
Well,
pay the
I
freight.
don't think we're gonna have that many lots, you know, I think we've got
But more important,
35 to maybe 40 buildable acres out there,
Okay.
if that.
but also important, it would be to have deed in escrow in case there were to be anything happen to, it would be more with individuals, but if.
Sure, and you know, anything that we do, we're obviously going to have legal representation look over
Right.
and validate our contracts, so we're not putting ourselves in any future liabilities, so. And we do that with every land purchase that we do. So I think that would be fine.
well, I think it's a reasonable offer. We were always saying need skin in the game to make it viable to even consider it. And the idea that the purchaser understands it's as is, there is no easement to this property. And they are willing to pay this amount on the land contract extending out to 10 years, knowing that. They're going to have to invest money into that property to get easement. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the board wants to consider investing money to try to get easement. The current landowner at Runyon Lake has no interest in giving us 20 feet of property on the road front. She's not interested in getting more property in the back. So it's going to be hard to get
She
easement.
said she wasn't open, she was not closed to other options, but she just didn't like our
Didn't like-
proposal at
didn't like
that
that
time.
proposal.
And if we had something that we could contact her, so.
Okay.
So we're kind of limited.
I'm kind of with Cam and Mike about not letting this thing stretch on for 10 years for other boards. I think that could.
Are you okay with the sale price?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, I don't think that's an issue.
I don't have a problem with that at this time, nor any time once we make a decision one way or the other. And again, the reason we can't get rid of it, we can. If Mr. LaHood would accept that as is, as a condition. However, for his protection, I recommend that we don't dispose of it until we are able to give him clear title. And if it's not in his contract, I think it's something that somebody missed. It should be.
Well, he has warranty deed to be provided at closing.
Then we can't
It's-
dispose of it until we get clear title.
Right.
And only
Well, we
he
just
can make that
wouldn't
decision.
close until we have the quiet title
Well, this is just, this isn't a contract he's offering. He's just
I
offering
understand. This is just an
terms and
offer.
making an
It's
offer.
an offer.
I mean, we can hash, all those finite details out, and I greatly appreciate the, looking out and the,
Well,
being
you have to
protective.
look out, not from only our, well, I don't want legal things come popping up down the road because the buyer wasn't informed. If he isn't going into this informed and everybody knows then we don't have any legal problems down the road. As I said, I have, the experience I have seen, and I wasn't involved in the original one of this, was the gravel pit, which has proven to us to be a very, well, thank God it's over.
Yeah, we came through it.
So, yeah. But it was a long, hard struggle, and I really don't want to get the township in. Again, my outlook, I'm looking out for the residents of our township. They're the ones that are booking this, or actually backing this deal.
So it's not, yeah, it's not our
Not our
property,
money.
it's all of ours.
That's
It's
right.
everybody, this board and the other 10,000 plus people that reside in.
Exactly, that's who we
Can I make a
represent.
suggestion?
I was going to make a motion.
Can I just say one
Yeah.
Sure,
thing?
go ahead.
Would we consider maybe if the down payment was enough to pay off the special assessment, instead of 120,000, make that 160,000? So at least if there was a default on the land contract, we would at least have the special assessment paid for.
It's an idea. Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
It's,
we can-
I'm just looking at what we
Right.
have. in
We've got
offers,
options. We can either
so-
accept the offer, we can reject the offer, and maybe Mr. LaHood has listened to what we've said and might,
to say something, I can't.
yeah, and may counter something, or we could do something, but yeah, if you would like to definitely speak, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I used to live in Tyrone Township, just on the other side, the hills of Tyrone. It's a property that means more right now, emotional tie, because I love the property. As you all know, if no easement is landlocked, you cannot even develop it. I went to Livingston County Road Commission, they would not give you easement, they'll do like a private driving, you'll be lucky to get 4 splits. I'm going in there, even when I put my offer, I did not know at the time that Marna went and that lady said there's no easement. So I just kept my word and came here. At the end of the day, it's your decision. You know, right now, it's not even feasible for me as a developer to develop it. It'll cost me way more than I could sell a lot. You can buy lots right now in Trenton, buildable lots for 19,000, 15,000. I mean, I'm a real estate broker, as Ken knows. You know, you've got buildable lots that you could buy with that. So, you know, the only reason we stretch it for 10 years, because I think, you know, when I asked Marna at one time, she said you guys do not like the balloon payment. They are legal. You could do it for 5 years with a balloon payment. You know, I'm trying to sell a couple parcels that I can even pay this in 6 months. So I'm not gonna, you know, commit to that when it happens. Trust me, I don't want to pay interest on that thing. So-
Okay,
So
too
it
bad
could
that
be-
mindset wasn't here when they went into our sewer system, but yeah, we appreciate that.
Would you, Mr. Hood, would you consider a possibility of a 5-year balloon?
Sure.
With normal payments that have been proposed, with the terms as such, with just, say, the 5-year balloon?
I'm fine with it, but then amortize it, you know, the only thing, because.
Changing the amortization table is an easy thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you amortize it over 15 years and then balloon it, instead of, if you amortize it over 5 years, you're gonna have a payment that I cannot pay.
Yeah, sure.
You
Yeah, that's
know
what
I
he's
mean?
saying.
We can amortize it at 10 with a balloon at 5, that's fine.
Sure, sure, I mean, even at that 10, you know, this way you could have it balloon, and again, if I have the funds, I'll pay it off. Amortize it over 10 years or 15 years.
Well,
I'm
you could-
fine with that.
You could just retain the same amortization schedule and just do the 5 years balloon, and so you pay the balance.
Well, and like Marcy said too, you know, maybe just a little bit more to cover what the owed assessment is, and then we don't have that issue over our head.
Well, that's not far off from that, as far as keeping this the same and just throwing that 5-year balloon on there. Gives us more of that comfort zone to not let this pass on to board, to board, to board.
And that would mean that we would see the fruition of this whole thing done with us, so we don't have to push another board down the road that
You
has
know,
no knowledge of it.
Well, and also too, you know, we have seen properties flip where people pick them up for nothing and they let them go. There's some skin in the game here. I don't think somebody just, yeah.
So if I don't make payment in 1 month, it's your money, it's not mine anymore.
That's right.
Right, I don't think that, that's, it's always a risk, but I don't think we're near the risk that we are. So, you said you had a motion, are you thinking,
make a
Marna or
motion
Cam, or?
I was going to make a motion to accept the offer presented, but I guess I could make a motion to accept the offer presented with the stipulation that we would consider the land contract term on a 5-year balloon. But I don't know.
Well, I don't know if I would like to.
It's almost like you
entertain
need to-
I'd
you
like
need
to see it on paper,
Yeah.
so we can validate what we're doing. I don't think we need to run off and,
Right.
you know, tell Mr. Lewis that we're not interested, but I think
We're
we're
kinda
very
more like
interested. I think we just have to negotiate a little bit more on this, and
And the mechanics is the only thing, like I say, I just want this done during my tenure as a trustee. And I think it's a good thing, because I don't want to see other boards bothered with this. They will have their own problems in 5 years. God willing, I'll still be here. But if I'm not,
we're willing to resubmit another offer if we reject this one with something that we just talked about?
I mean, if you
Well,
want to
let's-
counter it,
yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'll take it.
Well, let's make a motion on what we've agreed to counter.
Okay, well, let's get that documented so we know what it is.
So we'll make a motion
Well, let's,
to negotiate the terms as laid out on a,
the amortized, the way he's got it set up is good. It's something that he feels he can afford. The only thing I would insert at this time would be that the 5-year balloon, due in 5 years.
so just basically from year 5 to year 10, that all gets rolled into one payment?
Correct.
At 5 year, I have to come up with the remainder, that's correct.
Right.
Of the unpaid.
Well, the unpaid balance.
That pretty much makes it easy then, doesn't it?
It makes it easy, it's
Okay.
Now,
easy peasy.
Are we okay with the 120 down?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I
all
can live with that.
right, well then,
so that's
let's
the
entertain that motion then. So would you like me to repeat it then? Because I
Yeah.
think I got it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to agree to Mr. LaHood's offer on the Runyon Lake property. It will be a 5-year land contract with $120,000 down, and years 5 through 10 will be a balloon payment on the 5th year to pay off the remainder.
Does that sound all right to you, sir?
That's support.
All right, it's been
As support.
motioned and supported. Any further discussion?
Just one thing I want to be clear on, because it's, and you alluded to it earlier, it does stipulate to a warranty deed, but do we want anything in there regarding,
So-
You know what?
To that.
I would like to,
subject to clear title?
Correct.
I would like to amend that motion to include,
As is, and clear.
well,
That's already there.
Yeah.
yeah, as is, clear title and that our attorney will stipulate the terms in a contract.
That would be
And
cute.
then you still support that?
Yeah.
Okay,
As
With
amended.
as amended.
acceptance within a period of time.
I'm sorry?
With acceptance by him within a period of time. Written acceptance.
So he already said verbally we have a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the attorney do the.
Well, the attorney has to do the work, so I'd hate to say that we're gonna put 60 days on it and takes John,
That's not the
whatever.
point.
So I think we'll be fine
The
with it.
law of fraud says you gotta have it in writing to start with.
Yeah.
So many days.
Well, the terms will be worked out by our attorney per the motion, so he'll put it in the offer, the final contract to be accepted within a certain amount of
But you
time.
don't want an open-ended contract, is what
Right.
I'm saying.
Right.
You want a term, if he doesn't do it within a period of time, then it's null and void.
Okay.
As Mr. Wilson said, if he misses one payment, it's our property.
We're not talking about the contract, I'm talking about
No,
the
he's saying the
acceptance of
purchase
the offer,
agreement to
or
sign it.
counteroffer.
He doesn't want it to be hung up.
He wants the
No,
purchase
no.
agreement to be signed within so
No,
many
we can't
days.
sign it now, we have no, we don't, we have to write it, have the attorneys go over it, and then we have verbally agreed in public that we are going to do what we agreed to. So, once the attorney draws it up, then Mr. LaHood will sign it, Mr. Cunningham will sign it, and verbally we have, and publicly we have a deal.
And don't forget, Marcy will sign
Verbal's
it
not
too.
good until it's.
Marcy has to
Marcy
sign
has to
it too.
sign it too, as well, Marcy is our clerk, of course.
It'll
I
be
wasn't
stated in
forgetting
the, it'll be stated in the purchase agreement, so many days to sign.
Okay,
It's in writing, and signed by all parties. So, but we actually have a deal because we
Why don't we make the
verbally,
motion?
it doesn't
I
commercially
clarified
all
it.
the time.
I made the motion.
So, yeah, it's,
Cam seconded.
Chuck did. So Marna motioned it, I just repeated it because I clarified it, and Chuck seconded it.
And then we amended it.
That was kind of a round table deal, but we got
Yeah.
through it. All right, any other discussion?
Sure, okay.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, we'll get that worked out for you. Thank you.
congratulations, Mr. Wilson, Mr. LaHood.
Thank you.
All right, sorry everybody had to go through that, but we're going to move on to new business now. We have the Heartland Teen Center here for a presentation,
Thank you. All right.
so you can,
Teen Center. All right.
My name is Kay Fountain. I'm one of the founders and starters of the Teen Center, and we opened in fall of 2012. And it's been going strong. We have about 30 to 60 kids that come every day, anywhere on a given day, and it's a program that's after school until 6 o'clock in the evenings on school days. We have Lexi Barkley and Sierra Brown and Logan Herman, who all attend the Teen Center. Right now, the Teen Center is primarily funded by Tyrone Township. Even though we do see teens from all of the Heartland Consolidated School District area, that's our primarily funds from there. But there's also a lot of fundraising that we do. But we're here to ask you if you would possibly consider possibly giving some money to the Teen Center, as we do have some teens that are residents in Tyrone Township, such as Sierra and other ones too. So if it's not possible this year, maybe think about it, a little portion of your budget for next year or something in the future. That would be appreciated.
Hi, I'm Lexi Barkley. I am in 8th grade. I go to Ora Creek Middle School. And what I like about going to the Teen Center is the fun place sitting down.
I'm Logan Herman. I'm an 8th grader at Heartland Middle School. I'm head leader at the Teen Center. I like to go there to hang out with friends, and it's just a great
I'm Sierra Brown. I'm a 10th grader at Heartland High School. I love going to Teen Center to, as they all said, to visit friends and hang out. We do lots of fun activities, which you will see in the slideshow.
Okay.
Lexi was the one that, that put together the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Great.
It's a very teen-driven place.
The Teen Center got a new look from the help of Target and 242. Throughout the summer, we painted some rooms at the Teen Center and furnished them. This room, the teens hang out and use the computers for homework or games that they like to entertain themselves with.
Go ahead, okay.
The kitchen, we make lots of snacks for the teens after school. They love to hang out in this room.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What type of snacks do you serve? I might go back to high school.
Everything?
We've gotten some really nice donations. In fact, the Walker family donated their piano when we first opened. And we have two girls especially who are very,
Oh
very
my gosh, I
talented
love
musically.
Oh, good, that's great. Glad it's getting used.
So I want to let you know that's going good
We
news.
use it everywhere.
There's
Good.
a
I'm glad it gets
community
used.
church, Pastor Russ Greer. He and his church have taken us under their wing, and they have donated a lot of food. Today you guys had spaghetti, and then sometimes it's tacos or something.
French fries.
French
French
fries.
Grilled cheese, we grilled cheese a lot.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese, muffins, brownies. So the kids come there hungry.
Good.
This winter, we helped out at the Family Winterfest in Heartland. We raised $918 selling food, pop, food.
All day long.
Yes, I was there all day. The girls, which I think the first two towards the red post, they used the piano. They sang in front of, I believe it was Kroger.
Yeah, it looks like Kroger.
Yes. Christmas carols, they enjoyed it very much, but they wish to do it when it's warmer. The Great Houdini comes and teaches the kids about how to make simple meals that they can make at home. She was just there a few weeks ago, I believe, and the teens really enjoyed it. The Connection hosted a stress workshop, and they told us, they talked about how to cope with it and solutions on how to deal with it or possibly get rid of it. The March is the La Casa brought awareness to teen sexual assault. They talked at the Teen Center, and also they had posters such as the butterfly one up at the high school. Leadership training is every third Thursday, and I can't remember the lady's name, but she comes and talks to a group of teens about leadership at the Teen Center and Denise. At the Teen Center, and also things that they can do at school. Military speakers, we have Dwight, who is the older gentleman on the left. Yes, he comes and talks to us a lot. He helps us with the Memorial Day parade, with getting into that. The teens love to do homework at the Teen Center, so I have to do it at home. We have lots of teens, older high schoolers that will help the middle schoolers with their homework. Thanksgiving and other holidays. Thanksgiving we had a feast. We had a ham that I believe Lexi's mom donated, and mashed potatoes and lots of good things.
What did you serve today?
Today we had spaghetti.
Yeah.
On Cinco de Mayo, you serve spaghetti?
and Cinco de
Come
Mayo.
on.
Yes. We make whatever we feel like.
You
Christmas-
did take note of his last name, right?
Yes. Yes, I did.
He'll get over it.
Christmas, we had games and activities and a Christmas feast. Love dressing up. Halloween, I also love dressing up. We had donut eating contests and lots of candy. Superhero Day was actually a spirit day at the high school during homecoming week, but the middle schoolers also participated. They dressed up as their favorite superhero. As you can see, the lady in the blue is Miss Watt. She is one of our directors at the Teen Center, along with Miss Swan, who both of them could unfortunately not be here, but they are both wonderful ladies. We have lots of talented kids that go to the Teen Center. The girls that play the piano, and Zach is the gentleman. He juggles very, very well. Yes, but we are not doing those because those are very long. Those are videos of she sings. The other two are testimonies about why the kids love coming to the Teen Center.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I can get that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll
I tried to
play.
open up the PowerPoint, they didn't have the videos either.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Good testimonies of the kids, so.
I have a PowerPoint that's a Google slide that I can send, and they have the video links in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, we're just,
You're So those are the most of the main teams that come about every day.
That's great.
Thank you for your
Excellent.
time.
Thank
can
you.
I can I ask you some questions? Can the board ask you some questions? Technology needs, for educational purposes, do you have, computers there? Do you have,
The computer
They were
room.
donated by Cromie
go.
Library.
okay,
We're a nonprofit organization that started the Teen Center, and we rely solely on donations.
We'll have to look into, we have a public education grant
right.
that is through the cable companies, but we could look into the legalities to see if that's something that can
It has to be
provide-
used for educational purposes.
Yeah.
It would have to be for equipment only. So if you had computer needs or things, projector needs, monitor needs, that's something that we wouldn't even really have to budget for.
It would
So
just be a
if-
grant request. You
As
just have
long
to
as
go
it's
through a
used for
process.
educational purposes, we do have to check to make sure that's a legality, but that's something that we could,
That is something I'd love to have the
Yeah.
directors talk to you about.
Yes.
Yeah.
sure. So I think what we have to do first is figure out legally,
Can we put,
can we
use
do it
PEG
for a
monies
teen
for
center,
that?
but for educational purposes? And then next, what we would probably need from you is some sort of wish list of the things that you want for it,
We have a
and
wish
put,
list.
it-
List that we can send to you.
Those are easy to come up with, aren't they?
yeah.
Yes, there are about 10
Yeah.
to 5 to 10 things that go on the list
Yeah.
every day.
Well,
Okay,
I would recommend that you get that list to us,
yeah.
so we can
Well,
then
Let's,
proceed.
before we send them on a goose chase or a wild egg, whatever you want to call it, let's make sure that it's something that we can do. I don't know when the next FAC meeting is, but.
Not until June, but I
Maybe
think
we
I
could-
can, I have a contact I think I can get a hold of.
Okay,
Sooner
so
than
let
just
us look at that, but I
to
think
get a
that's
yes
a
or
way,
no on it.
that's definitely a way I think that we could help participate and do something.
That'd be wonderful.
Great.
Any little bit is great. It's a
Yep.
safe place for them to come, and they
Well,
have a lot
and-
of friends. Thank you.
Yeah, and,
Are there
Thanks.
any other questions?
To expedite things, I would even email that to our treasurer or to our clerk, better yet.
Yeah, you've got my email.
or you can email it to me.
Email your wish list to our clerk,
Yeah,
Mrs.
and it should, we should have a good amount there, so just let us know what it is that you think you need, and we'll see if we can do it, and then we'll take it from there. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up. Alexis
Good job
Barkley,
on
is that Dean's dog? Is Dean your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fisherman too, so that's how I know your dad.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much for your
Yep,
time.
thanks.
Thank you.
All right, moving on through our agenda. We're going to look at Resolution 160501 to confirm the special assessment role for Jane Hill subdivision waste collection project.
Move to resolve Resolution 160501 to confirm the special assessment role for the Jane Hill subdivision waste collection project.
Support.
It's been resolved and supported to approve the special assessment role for Jane Hill subdivision waste collection project. That is Resolution 160501. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Mike Cunningham?
Yes.
Marcy Husted, yes. Marna Smith?
Yes.
Cam Gonzalez?
Yes?
Soren Peterson? Chuck Schultz?
Yes.
David Walker?
Yes.
So resolved. Next is item number 3, rezoning of select parcels along US 23 to PCI. That would be Resolution 160502. This is something that we had asked the Planning Commission to take on. This was township-initiated rezoning. We had just stuff
Mishmash.
that needed to be brought up to date. The PCI allows for exactly it, professional or planned commercial industrial to potentially build along the old US 23 corridor south of Center Road along our regional sewer system. We've had the public hearings, we've had the comments, and this is basically the final deal to approve it and move on to the next set. So unless anybody wants to speak in opposition to it, I will entertain a motion.
Support.
It's been resolved and supported to rezone select parcels along the old US 23 corridor to PCI. This is Resolution 160502. Any further discussion?
I think the only question I had was with the fact that we are rezoning, we do rely on zoning maps. So I don't know what our process is going to be for
Our
updating our
zoning
zoning
map
maps.
was from 2003.
It's old, yeah.
So
Right.
there is a bid from the McKenna
Okay.
to
So
draw
that'll
up
be,
new
to
maps.
that'll be to come
Right.
on the
Correct,
next,
the
on
maps
another
with the new
meeting.
zoning as soon as we get everything down, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think
All
what we have to do is we have to actually get that done and get the changes made.
Okay.
And we also have an offer from the county too, so,
All right.
to do our zoning maps.
I just know that's a question asked a lot in the tax
Right.
department, and
not
if
so
we're
much
changing it, we
for
need to
what they're
update
doing,
it.
And the time involved, it's a boku time.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, we'll have to look at the scope of what's entailed in that. Yeah, that's one thing that I would like to know before we, ask the county again, is, what is entailed in updating our zoning map, so.
Okay. It's just going to be key that we have current
The-
zoning maps with the
the-
changes.
The old map nowhere mirrors the changes that have been made.
Sure. And the thing about it is there's more changes coming, so my question is, do we work off the existing map and we know what it is, because we have it in BSNA, and update it now, and then turn around and update it because we're going to do some more PCI zoning along the old US 23, or do we wait? And I think that's the question
No,
that Mark.
because that's already zoned, it's pyro. Most of that is pyro now, with the
It's-
exception of which the wedding barn, Miss Johnson's property, is now reverting because she's going on
Right.
commercial. So it becomes pyro, which again, it's something that's gonna be worked into the map. I think that if, everything comes out the way it's supposed to, then that's what it's gonna be, so.
Okay.
We're looking to resolve that. We didn't do it, when we did the south of Center Road, because consequently you had nobody requesting anything, any changes outside Miss Johnson. Then we had a cement plant, which is, the only thing we got, that strip, which is pyro. Now, our plant offices, plant industrial offices and research.
All right. We can talk about that later. I think right now we need to get back to the business at hand. And was there any further discussion on the rezoning of the parcels? All right, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Okay, Mike Cunningham?
Yes.
Marcy Husted, yes. Marna Smith?
Yes.
Cam Gonzalez?
Yes.
Soren Peterson?
Yes.
Chuck Schultz?
Yes.
David Walker?
That's been resolved. Next, discussion, the details of the real estate service contract.
Okay. Well,
It's in the packet.
I guess we
That
can,
becomes a moot
it kind of
thing
needs.
now, doesn't it? It's we have already agreed and
I mean, it's,
now.
do we
it's-
hold off on it, or do we hammer out details in case we do use them down the road?
Or you
Yes.
could go on an exclusion basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Yeah, we-
I think
exclusions.
we should do, don't you?
Oh, you put exclusions with
Oh,
the
yeah,
would
but-
offer?
We just,
You said we had verbal exclusions for Mr., I was told that somebody had said that you said we had exclusions for Mr. Lahoud.
No, did you
We don't have
some-
anything in the contract, and there's no language in the contract, but,
we,
We should
we
include
haven't,
that.
okay, we haven't even signed a contract
Okay.
with John
no
Porth
contract.
yet. So therefore, I think that there is an exclusion with this deal, period. I think that's
So we
cut,
have no
right?
contract. We have
We
nothing-
don't have a
There's nothing to
contract
We
discuss.
need to hammer out the details, but do we want to go ahead and hammer out those details with the fact that you can do an exclusion, I guess? Is that what I'm understanding?
You exclude that party from
You
the
exclude
contract.
that party.
Well,
Because what if it doesn't work out?
Doesn't matter.
And then at least we still have a contract to list.
well, here's what I think we should do. We should go ahead, figure out a sale price, what we'd like to get for it, any exclusions or any details to the contract that we'd like to add. And pending the outcome of the contract with Wilson, once we get a signed contract or not, then we can determine whether we're gonna go forward with the offer. I mean, we could probably still do it and list it anyway in case anything falls through.
Is there a way we can move it to the next meeting? By that time, we should have all this stuff in place, the contract.
Yeah, I would,
Would that be more appropriate then?
yeah.
I think it would be more appropriate to do that than to make a decision or even discussion. on it.
I'll make the motion to.
I would move, well, I'll make it easier for you since you're the chairman, it makes it easier. So I will move that we postpone this indefinitely.
Perfect, that's exactly where I was gonna go with it.
Definitely, okay,
Yep,
okay.
So,
been motion and supported to postpone agenda item number 4, discussion details of the real estate service contract. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed. Next, discussion of posting or linking board meeting videos.
I think that's Marcy,
Marcy, are you doing that?
the,
number
Linking the
5.
board meeting videos?
sorry.
yeah, we wanted to know about, do you want them posted on the website like through YouTube? Do you want them on channel 191? And which meetings do you want? Does anybody have any discussion
No, I
about?
think we've already had this discussion. And
But we
discussed
decided,
that we were going to put a couple of meetings on our website to wait and see if we've had any feedback.
On our website?
Yes. Yeah, we've
Through
already.
Our website with a YouTube video, you mean, or? Not quite
We
sure.
can't upload right to the website, it's too big of a file. We can link it to YouTube,
okay.
but there was no motion made either on the last one. There was no
Okay.
motion made, and I kind of wondered, do you want a certain set time? Do we get rid of it
Yeah,
after
I
a
th- I
month?
thought-
I mean, nothing was.
Right.
just want
I know we did,
details.
we just mutually agreed that we would go ahead and do it as a test to wait for feedback. I mean, do we need a motion for that?
A motion
I wouldn't see
decision,
why
yes.
you would.
Why not?
So we want to,
Because, well,
It doesn't cost any money.
it doesn't cost any money. I don't think there's a financial
There's
impact. and
nothing here
it's-
to hide or no
So
privacy
it's,
things.
there was
It's
just
all
nothing,
Public,
yeah.
freedom of information here. Why do we even need to motion it or anything?
Why do you feel like you don't need a motion?
Because they can get the minutes, they can come and get it, they can attend the meeting and see what we have to say regardless. Doesn't cost the township board a thing.
All right, well, but you know what,
That's
though?
all. I'm just saying.
We can just make a motion that we're going to publish the minutes or the meetings on the website through YouTube.
Yeah, and we're, and
As a trial
as a
basis.
trial basis, let's, do 2 or 3, whatever we decide to do. Just do a trial basis, see what happens, and see if we get any feedback.
Okay.
And if we don't, then we discontinue it. If it's overwhelming, then we look at what we want to do next.
Was that your motion, Marcy?
That was the motion.
Support.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been motioned and supported to use YouTube to link our meetings onto our website on a trial basis.
More clarification.
Link the website to YouTube,
Yeah,
not the other way around.
Yeah, done.
Like you said the other way around.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We knew what you said.
We're gonna link the website to YouTube
There you
to
go.
do our meeting minutes. All right. We have a second. Any further discussion?
Whatever you said.
It's a test.
Yeah, I'm paying attention to it.
No discussions. I have none.
No discussion?
I have none.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right. All right. Invitation to join SEMCOG. I got this letter. I know that we talked about this during the budgeting process, and we decided not to do it, but it was a formal letter. It explains what services they offer, so I figured I'd put it back on the board table to see if anybody had a change of heart.
This is something that we were, I don't know what members or we paid into many, many years ago.
Yeah, it was something that, and it came down to one of our cost-cutting decisions. I have been to a lot of, well, I wouldn't say I've been to a lot, but I've been to a few SEMCOG meetings, and it seems to really encompass the south and southeastern part of the county, and we're stuck in that no man's land between Livingston County and Genesee, and
So what's the benefit to the residents for us to participate in SEMCOG?
Just data.
that's what I've tried to figure out, and I can't answer that,
Because I can't either, so.
so.
It's mostly just
We belong to
data.
one of those, the Spark.
We get a lot of that, those services and information from Spark. We get a lot of stuff from the county.
Livingston County Economic
The one potential that I do see are potential grants for transportation. But those usually, like I said, those tend to go to the Grand River Corridor and,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Or it goes to an industrial base, so if you've got manufacturing facilities that they want to basically pony people in to
Right.
do that, like Tri-Bar does down now, but we're not gonna see that here.
So I hear no motion. Then we're going to move on to agenda item number 7, quiet title for the 74 acres.
We did go forward with quiet title on the 28 acres. We currently under contract for that parcel, which is delaying our closing because we have to wait for the process of quiet title, which they are in the process of. And so now the 74 acres, because we had the original offer with Mr. LaHood that we ended up releasing because you could not get the financing. The commitment title work that was run at that time is indicating that Vanguard Title's underwriter will not provide the insurance for warranty deed because of all the tax foreclosure process and prior owners. So they've indicated we need to seek the quiet title also on the 74 acres. Want the board's approval to move forward with that. I think the last time we were to not go above $8,000 for that expense.
Is there anybody that doesn't want to do that? Make your motion.
All right, my motion is to move forward with quiet title on the 74 acres, not to exceed $6,000.
Been motion and supported, Soren, to proceed with quiet title on the 74 acres with a not-to-exceed price of $6,000. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. We have no miscellaneous business. Public remarks. No public remarks, so I will entertain the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. It's been motioned and supported to adjourn our meeting. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Like gavel. It's gonna cause a callus or something. A bursa.
Time I'm making.
Terry, as I think that gavel, a bursa.